Yep, no pipes and stuff yet. So this is our chemical arrangement, right? We bring in all the things we need except for wood. So let's do the final part, which is wood. So wood is going to be over here. It's a very easy connection. We're going to have 2 large aggregate storages. Again, roads facing out. Nope, not this. Sorry. Medium storage, open storage, right? Again, roads facing out if possible. So from here, we'll have it facing out. And we're going to want to do, I think, probably something like maybe out this way. It's got to be out sufficiently, you know, like I think right here is probably good for this one. Can you know, I'm almost thinking that you're not in the right spot. So give me another one, but in this case, give it to me right about here instead. Yeah, right about there. There should be enough room to get the underground pipe into that. If there isn't, I'll adjust it. It's a pretty flexible thing. I'll leave some room. So we'll take medium storage. Yep. And it needs to be like right up against this, but because I want to leave extra room potentially, I'm just going to move it a little bit. So about like this. It gives me a little bit of room to get closer if I need to. All right, good. Wait, no, I think that's backwards still. Yeah, you know what? Actually, this is backwards still. All right, let me figure this out. I know how I want it, but I'm failing. Failing to remember exactly the specifics of spacing that might be needed here. So give me a second. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I want it this way. We're going to take a path right here and go right to the middle. Then we come down about like this. Then I want 2 open storages, 1 on each side. And it's going to be maybe not straight, but it doesn't matter, I don't think. It'll be about there. Then we flip it over and we go to about here. There we go. You can probably angle it down just to make it look somewhat even with the other one. I don't know, whatever. There we go. And then we go down again from here. And you might have guessed it, but maybe not. Now we do wood. So from here, I want to have the various industry wood cutting posts. And so there's a factory connection on each one of these, as well as a road connection possibly. So we'll place this kind of out here just so it can get, it looks like 77 is better anyway. So we'll go 77 with this. And then over here on this side, same thing. It's not quite 77, but it's all right. It's going to provide us enough wood, I think. So 66 is good enough here. And there we go. We've got everything we need for this, right? The only thing that's left, I suppose, in this particular instance is maybe we just plant some more trees in this area. I don't really think it matters all that much, but here you go. Bunch of trees. And now we have wood being sourced into local high storages. That's going to be accessible by these guys. So the forklifts can all come down here and get wood from each storage, deliver it where it wants to go. Everything is connected to the forklift network. 8 forklifts on each side with the possibility of adding an extra one on there and there. So I can have up to 12 forklifts on each side if I want to as well, really easily with connected to the road. So the last step is getting it all connected to the road. And for this, it's actually pretty simple. I'm going to move this down just a little bit more, move this one down just a little bit more. And then I don't think this is long enough, so I probably have to go even further down to connect this. Probably should go like about like this, I think. Because it's... Ooh, I'm not going to be able to... All right, I got you. I got you, fam. Here you go. All right. So we'll go about like that. It's not perfectly straight, but that's the way this game does roads. So whatever. So we have those connected, and all that stuff goes down that way. So now it's just figuring out sort of where the outside of this can actually be. And I think it's probably going to be as tight as we can get it. So how about we go here? And then from here, we come up like this. And then from here, we go over like this. Yep. And then from here, we're going to go down like this. We're going to stay off of that road. Right in like that. Yep. And then we'll just take this from this side. Bring it this way and arc it up like that. Okay. So there we go. And then we just connect everything else up to the road. So this goes there. This goes there. right? This one can come over like that. We can curve this one over if we want to just maybe reduce some road traffic or something. I don't know. It seems pretty realistic. A lot of these big factory compounds and stuff have lots of little tiny paths, you know. It's pretty realistic. Oh no, this doesn't. Oh wait, well, there's a spot here where it was going to work. It was flashing green on me, wasn't it? Oh man. I have to move this, but I left room to do it, so we'll just take and redo this really quick. I can also angle it just a little bit more extreme if I really need to, but it's fine just like this. It doesn't matter. And then put that like so. There we go. You can connect up there too, but we can also make another path straight down this way if we want to. So there we go. This side can just go straight in, whatever. This side can come down, whatever. You can hook up to that. And then you are going to go straight down here, here, here. You see what I'm doing here? It's pretty easy. Pretty straightforward. It's almost like it was planned. Doesn't it look fairly planned? I think it does. I think it looks pretty planned. This road comes all the way around. Yep, there we go. So there you have it, folks. The chemicals. Yeah. But it gets better. It does. It gets better. You know why it gets better? Because there's still one more train we want to bring in this area. Yeah, surprise! What a twist! Well, obviously we need oil and stuff too, so I need to do that yet. There's some space left in here for tanks and stuff. So that's what this space here is for. We can also have some tanks stored over here, and then that gets distributed to the ones in the backside. So that's going to happen too. But there's another part of this that I haven't told you, and that is that right in this area and this area, we're going to make plastics. Because why not? We're already getting the crops in this area. There's going to be lots of stuffs over here. Take a look at various industry plastics factory. All it needs is chemicals. We already have the chemicals here, right? We're making the chemicals. And then 27 tons of oil. This is going to consume a ton of oil, all right? This is why I said we're not overproducing oil right now, because 27 tons of oil is used for plastics. And each factory, to put that in perspective, my current gas power plant consumes 8.8. So each plastic factory is 3 gas power plants. For oil, right? Let's take an oil refinery. Let's look at that. How much does that consume? Oil refinery consumes 250 tons. So it's not going to be quite like adding another refinery, but it's a lot of oil, okay? So I will position the tanks and stuff. Most likely I can just position them over here and then just run this with a pump, with pumps on the side here. That's pretty clean. We could do the same thing over here. They'd be pretty clean. But this area here is going to be plastics, which is why that road goes over like that. So let's take a look at plastics, huh? So plastics needs, as we discussed, a bunch of oil, but 3 tons of chemicals. Well, we also need a way to ship the chemicals out of here. So we're going to group the chemicals into shipping areas so that we can ship them out to the rest of the world, but we're also going to feed off of that shipping overflow to make plastics. So let's take a look at this. For the electrified railway, first I need to get this connected so that I know how far out it is. So why don't we take and we're going to go about like this. Wrap you that way, wrap you that way. And I'm not entirely sure. I think the passenger train tracks are going to merge into one. So we're going to take this way and then have you merge across like this. So there's a little bit of a cross there, but you're not... like the trains are going to feed into only one side, right? So they will separate themselves, but they're staying out of the way of cargo. So now there's 3 tracks, and the outside one is passengers. So what I want for this train track here, these three, is I want them to eventually merge into 2 for the cargo. So the cargo trains will go about here, like that, and then this is going to be 2. From that point, I want this to merge into a 4-way intersection with this. And that allows it to go that way really quickly, as well as that way or that way, all really quickly. So this is all getting sort of like connected to each other, right? But going on that note, now that I know where these tracks are, one other thing I can do is I can have cargo deviate if it wants to go that direction, all right? So we can go this way with it. And you know what? I think maybe trying to think if I should actually separate the cargo trains. Because there's going to be a lot more passenger trains than there are cargo trains, right? There's 4 of them. Cargo trains, there's only 2. There's one big, long gravel train, and then there's a train that goes out with chemicals. And there'll probably be two trains that go out with chemicals. So there's a lot of trains that are coming through here. And I don't know if I actually want to split this up after all. You know what? Let me think about the train tracks really quick. I haven't actually done... This is what I put some thought into. I didn't... I knew where I wanted to terminate. I knew where I wanted it to merge, but I didn't actually think about how many tracks and stuff I wanted. Give me a second. All right, so I've got the long train tracks here. It's kind of coming around through here. All 4 tracks. No crossings, no terminatings yet or anything like that. They're just going to come through here. I'm not entirely sure how the passenger train tracks are going to fit into this equation. I might just merge them here and just say that these 2, you know, this little section, and then the passenger trains will split up from there. That might be the best solution for this. I'm also going to need a refueling station right here because these trains that are coming from this side, they're going to need fuel. When they're in this area, perfect time to fuel. Again, the gravel train is very long. It's going to interfere with this if I have it go to, like, say, this fueling station right here. If it's going to fuel from this direction, it's probably going to block this whole track and intersection. That's how long it is, okay? So I can't refuel it here. This one, I can't refuel it here either because that train would probably end up being way out in this area. So I need it to be completely separate from the rest of the line because of how long it is. So I think I'm going to have that refueling be right here. We'll have a train. Actually, you know what? You know what? Here's what I'll probably do. So I'm making this whole thing electrical, right? This is all electrified track. Initially, to start this process, I don't think I can get an electric train for this. But now I'm thinking maybe if I just invest all of this money I have, which I should let the time run because I'm making more. If I just invest all this money I have into quickly upgrading all of my tracks to electrical, at least on this main line where the gravel train's going to be, that probably just takes care of it. Right? Then I don't have to refuel this train at all. I think that's probably what I should do instead of dealing with a refueling station here. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do instead. So before I get this track, because this is all the whole layout for this is all electrified track. That's what these little, you know, posts and everything are. So I'm gonna go ahead and just tell it to do it. But before I can really identify where to bring this train up for the next one, I need to lay out my plastics. So we're going to take a look at the plastics factory. Again, it's just oil and chemicals. So I'm going to first build a cargo station. I think the cargo station should go probably right about here. Yeah, right about here. Right in the middle, kind of like right here. Yeah, and then the only place that can store chemicals is the standard warehouse, as far as I can tell. Yeah. So in order to... Well, I suppose I could always load containers. Now, there's an idea. If I had a container loading facility, I could load it up in big containers of chemicals. But then I'm transporting chemical containers everywhere. I'm going to have some sort of unloading for containers of chemicals in certain places. I don't know if the demand is quite that extreme. So maybe not. But if I wanted to, the loading facility is not a bad fit. There's a lot of connections here too. It's not bad. I could look at that. I don't see this as being... Wait, that's not for rail, is it? Well, actually, I think what you'd do is you'd have the container loading facility connected to this, and then the train could pick up the containers when it's connected to this. I think that's how that works. Because the train cargo station, well, it doesn't say it supports containers, does it? I don't see it saying that. So how would I load up things? I'm not sure how I would load... It's got to be how it is, right? Otherwise, how would you load up containers that way, you know? I feel like it's got to be that. Base for containers and import. Yeah. So it's basically the same thing. And this takes workers too, to where this does not. So we're definitely going to do the warehouses. So the warehouse can go on this side. And I think I can probably make it this side so that there's 3 connections on that warehouse. So we'll probably go about like this. And then we'll go about, ooh, fancy. Okay, no problem. We'll have 5. We'll just have 5 down here and 5 over here just to keep the roads connected all right. So we'll have about like this. Let's space it out just a little bit because we can. Right about there. And we're going to bring it up here on this side. And we'll have it be about there. Flip it over. And we'll have this be about, let's say, here. Okay. So we'll have 5 on this side. And it looks like 4 on this side because of the way the roads are. Yeah. So chemicals get made at, I guess 9 plastics, which should be more than enough, I think. Plastics we're not using that much of them. Each factory produces 6.6 tons of plastic per day. I just don't see us using that much. I really don't. Manufacturing trains is pretty light on plastic. Manufacturing cars is fairly light on plastic. Planes are mostly aluminum. We haven't even looked at that yet. So we're going to need a lot of that. Well, steel. There's a lot of steel involved in that manufacturing too. So we'll probably have that too. But I think we're producing more than enough steel to handle that. So we don't need that much. So I think maybe we just get by with 6. Let's do 3 on each side. I think that's probably pretty neat. Neat and clean, right? So plastics factory here. There is an oil input and a factory connection input. So I'm going to angle it. I think I can probably just do it about here. If I do it right next to this, hey, there's an idea. If I do it right next to this, like that, then what happens? Yeah. Oh, that's what I want though. I'll angle it. Get it. Get it. Oh, boo. Okay, hang on. This is kind of working. It won't be neat and clean, but it will still work. I was really hoping to have it be like right, just sitting back here like this, right? But it's going to have to be at an angle in order to connect, so. And then I want to keep it away from that oil just a little bit more because oil connections are finicky sometimes. So I think we can go about like this with it. There's 2. Put a 3rd one on this side, and it'll be, I guess, right over here. Yeah. We're only going to feed off of one of these, which is fine. So we'll go about like that. We don't need any, we won't need any forklifts in here. That's the beautiful part about this. No forklifts at all. So from this side, we're going to go with one on here like this. And then maybe we have 2 on this side because this is pretty crowded with this road coming through here. So we'll have 2 on this side. So we'll go here. I could angle it this direction too, honestly. Yeah, why not just angle it this way? So we'll go there with it and here with it. So that's good. Yeah, so 6 plastics factories. We, of course, need to staff these, and there's 60 workers for each of them, which brings us into, like, how are these guys getting to work and everything, and I think we can probably make this to where they can reach, but if not, I can put a bus terminal here and just have busing. It's not that far to bus, although there's not a whole lot of population here, so maybe it is that far to bus. I can always put another passenger train in here too, I suppose. I was trying to avoid it, but it's possible. The other thing to do, you know, is we could just put the other 3 over here, but that requires us to have the storage for it. And I wanted all that storage to be kind of centralized, so yeah, never mind. Okay, so there's our plastics. Let's hook it up to the road. We got 850 people that are living with their parents still. So we still have some houses to build, you know? Just a few. Let's get... yeah, we'll just do the regular road for this, and we'll hook you up as close as possible to this so that the walk distance isn't that great. Isn't that extreme. We'll go about like this. And this is for the cargo, and it's going to go out this direction and meet up with the same road that this one is on. But I think we probably need some sort of bridge through here. Maybe we can go through here instead. I want to get out of the way of the oil, though. We have a piping connection here, don't we? Yep. So we kind of have to be a little bit more conscious of where that piping connection is. But why don't we come out just a little bit more rounded and definitely use the asphalt and street roads for anything that people are going to be walking on. We'll have this one upgraded too. Yep. All right. This one, this is just a connection for trucks and stuff. So trucks deliver chemicals. We have the same sort of thing we have for... That's more than I want. I definitely don't want that. Okay, this is just unfinished road. Maybe you didn't upgrade this. You upgraded this one with a street, I see, but that's okay because that's going off of this. So, okay. And then this one is a street as well. This is a street. Okay, but this one is not. Good. Okay. Yeah, let's keep going. So this asphalt road comes this direction, wraps around, and gets in right here. We'll upgrade that, I suppose. Can I get this connected? Not really. How about like this? How about like... It's probably too close. I wonder if there's a difference in curvature. Like if the street roads won't curve as much. Yeah, I don't know if I can actually connect this one. I think I'm too close. Let's move this off just a little bit. And we'll connect the road first, and then that'll tell us where we can be. So we can go about like that. And then the plastic then can be right here. You could also connect it on this side. I mean, it's pretty easy to do. It's not out of the question. If I could fit it here, it makes it even more likely that people could work there, but I'm going to make that work. I'm going to make working here work, even if it means I have to, like, I don't know, maybe this road can then go around too, just an extra short distance. Because right now they're either going to have to use a walking path, which is totally possible, but it's just not quite as fast as the other ones. Most likely I'll just need another cargo or another passenger train terminal, and it's no big deal. Then I have dedicated passenger train for plastics, whatever. Let's actually face it this direction, because it's easier for the oil to come from that side. There we go, like this. All right, then we want this road. We'll just use the street. It's cool, whatever. Bring it over here like that. Let's straighten it out if I can, and I can kind of straighten it out. Close enough. Bring you to there. It's fine. And then you are going to wrap over too. Yep, just like that. Okay. For these roads, why don't we just have another road that goes this way? Yeah, like this, straight through. Nope, not there. And not that kind of road either. Go like this. There we go. And then we could wrap this. You know what? That's what we're going to do. This will look a lot cleaner if we do it this way. Bring this around like so. And then we'll just wrap this like this and like this. Yep. And then these roads will all get connected straight up with it like so. And I know that some of these are streets and some of them aren't, and I'm kind of all right with it, you know, like they look better and all that stuff, so it's whatever. Yep. Plastics are set up, ready to rock. And then the walking paths are all that's left. But that stuff, that's all after it gets built. And there's a lot of that happening. A lot of needs built happening. So let's actually turn these guys loose now. Sorry, excuse me. Let's turn these guys loose now and get them manufacturing, or get the construction yards busy building this stuff, because there's a lot of stuff to build. So we'll have you connect here. We'll have you connect like this. Make this nice and clean, huh? Straight through here like that. And then you meet up with that there. Yep. And then that can stay. We'll put another connection here. And we'll put a final connection over on this side. Like this. Just in case, you know, for export's sake, you can go that way with it. Okay. So that's it. So now it's just a matter of everybody just going to work building things. And I of course, can, in fact, pay for a lot of this. I'm not going to yet because I need to place the oil and everything around. So what I'm going to do, I guess for the end of this video, because this is probably long by now, I said I wasn't going to skip anything, right? But like the whole, I needed to. It's just like, this is going to take too long. I want to condense this. I don't want to make you watch 2 videos for it. So we need to provide oil to 12 of these things. That means I need at minimum, well, okay, so I either need pumps that can do that, which I think that's probably the better way to do it, because pipelines, the splitters, they have 3 outs for each one. So I could take the pumping station connected to a storage tank, and then that would share the resources of a single storage tank with 3 chemical plants. Not bad. But I also need them sent to plastic, and plastics are going to use more oil per, what is the difference actually? Per factory. So this only uses 1.2 tons of oil for each one. Okay. That's a pretty significant difference. So with 12 of these, I'm going to be sucking down only 14.4 tons of oil from chemicals. But the plastics factory, all by its little lonesome, wow, that's going to suck 162 tons. So basically, I need enough oil coming into this area to satisfy another oil refinery, pretty much. And then if I can do that and divvy it up correctly, that's the way to do it. So I think that's how we're going to maybe go about and approach how we're going to store things. So fuel storage, we can have one here, and the input will be there. The outputs go those 2 directions. I think that's probably satisfying. Satisfactory. Yeah, satisfactory. There we go. So we'll go about like this with 1 oil. And then, of course, this road, which is going to be a street road, is going to go this direction for, you know, quicker walking speed for these guys. Probably want to angle it even more, like right to there. Yep. Then this can connect there, and this can connect there. Okay, that's 1 oil tank. That's only going to store 1,500 tons. The way this stuff sucks it down, though, I'm going to need more. So I think I want an extra reserve tank to go along with this. So this will be sort of like, well, let me show you. We have 6 on each side, right? So we need 2 of these pumping stations, and I'm going to do them underground. It makes more sense. So we'll have 2 underground pumping stations. The first can be here, and we'll just have it be maybe in this location right here. Road connections galore. And then the second one can be right here. Same thing, road connection can be here, okay? And then what we'll do, those 2 pumping stations, right, they're going to be connected to each input for this tank, or each output for this tank. So this tank goes across under the road, right? This output goes across the road to here. This output goes under the road to here. And that's going to be connected to these 2 pumps. And then each of these 2 pumps have 3 outs, and they'll provide oil to each for 3 of these. Now for this, I want a reserve tank. I also want to feed these too. These things are hungry. So my reserve tank as well as my dedicated tank for this are kind of a connected thing. So I'm going to have probably, and if I can avoid having a pump in the middle of them, I will. But in this case, I'm going to need a pump between them anyway. Since these tanks are passive storage, they will not push the oil to the next tank. I need a pump in between them to pull it out of one and push it into the other. So I'm going to need one between them anyway. It doesn't matter how far apart they are. The only difference with how far apart they are, all it matters really is the fact that they are more expensive because there's more pipes. And underground pipes are more expensive than usual anyway. So I think from this example, for this, I'm going to put this reserve tank maybe over here. Maybe not. It could technically fit right here, which is kind of clean, but also very crowded. But it does work. Technically, it does work. I think not, though. I think this is a more clean area for it. It's a little close to the inputs. Maybe we'll just put them across the road. Yeah, you know, let's just be cleaner with it. Put it across the road. Be done with it. So we'll do it here. We'll put another one, I think on this side over here. And then we can put one in the middle, and then we hook them all up with pumps. So we have a lot of reserve here. So we'll have the underground pumping station going to go in from here. This is going to collect it from 3 sources, but that's not necessary. It's not. We could do it here, though, and then collect... Ooh, fancy pants. Maybe. Maybe that's a good way to do it, too. The only problem is this is now in the way of the train track. So let's maybe get that train track through here first. You can see exactly where it is. There we go. Bring that down just a little bit more. We're not going to have that long of trains on this. Like passenger trains, this is all... Wait, no, this is cargo. These are cargo trains. Never mind. Probably bring it out to about here then before we start looking at switching it. So straight line. I don't see our chemical train being this long, but I also don't know for sure what our chemical demands are. And this is also going to store plastics because in addition to storing... oh, wow. Hang on. I want a huge storage of plastic. Yeah. So are these storages sharing the storage space between plastic and chemicals? Maybe. Might be a good idea. Just for the sake of it, could be a good idea to set up like an overflow warehouse for stuff like that's plastics. And if we did that, we'd have to do it on... Well, I mean, I could do one here, for example, and then that's a little bit, overflow there, but because I could go like this. Let's just see what the need is. We can have them share for now. There's 4 warehouses. We'll have them share for now. For this, though, I want an extra tank. So this fuel tank, extra fuel tank, whatever, is going to go in right about here. And you know what? Let's just put 2 of them in there. Like, I don't think you can have too many. I really don't. The only difference is where the pumps are located in this instance. So let's place this one here. And we'll place this one over here a little bit. Yep. And then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to have pumps between them to just push the oil between them and sort of even it out, right? And for that, I think I can just go with a standard pumping station above ground. I'm not going to be using this area for anything other than that. So we'll have one pumping station go here. And then we'll have another one that goes here. Looks pretty clean. Doesn't that look clean? Looks pretty dang clean to me. And then I want another pumping station that sort of just moves stuff between the 2 of these, but I don't think that's going to work. So we'll use an underground merger pump. Yeah. We can hook... Oh, man. Okay, here's the plan. It's a complicated issue. It's like, where do I want the oil to be, right? How do I get the oil into all tanks and then also prioritize which tanks are more full than others at a time? So the oil is going to come in from 2 sides into these 4 tanks evenly, but I want the oil to flow from this tank to this tank if there's a priority. So I can just use prioritization here. I don't have to have a pipe between these. I can just say I want high priority there and lower priority or medium priority there, and then vice versa. And then what I can do is I can say, okay, so given that these 2 tanks are going to be more full or more higher priority, I want to have a merger that brings that oil from these 2 underground into a single point where I can shove it over wherever it needs to go, right? So we'll try that. So from here, we'll maybe just do about like this. And then this underground can connect to that. This underground will go, or this will go there. And so now what we have is a situation where oil comes in from 2 sides. Most likely I can just merge this because I'm not going to have enough flow to max out the flow anyway. Talked about it earlier. Maximum flow for a pipe is 10.5 tons at a time, right? So we're not going to saturate it. So for that reason, I can also take in... we can do no, it's got to go underneath this. So it's a below ground. So I can take one of these splitters. And what we'll do is we'll just place it like maybe... we need to be close enough to hit these without needing another pump. So we'll go about here. And then the underground from this point will go that way to there. And then to there. And we'll just spread these out evenly. There we go. So as long as I can get oil to this pump, it will distribute it wherever we need it for all of this. as I add new tanks, I can have new reserve tanks, overflow tanks, etc. But so like each section, like this section here, maybe there's 2 tanks in here that these are directly drawing from. We'll have another 2 tanks that these are directly drawing from. These don't, no, wait, 1 tank each side, because these don't use that much oil. These guys use much oil, and honestly, this low priority one can serve as that overflow. So I actually think with this tank being here, being fed to these 2 splitters, and with this tank being here, yeah, with this tank being here, like this, being fed to these 2 splitters, can go like, well, if I can line this up with this, I can just use that direct right there, right? Let's be safe with it. We'll pull it back, and then we can be more flexible with how we position it. Yeah, I like this more because the left side one can go underneath and go there, and then this one can wrap around, and then it can go, yeah. But I have to be close enough to where I don't need an extra pump in the middle of it, and that's the hard part. So I do actually have to be a little bit more aggressive with where I place these. This connects to the road, right? Can I put this right here? Ooh, it's very tight, but if I can... Nah, I think the infrastructure is too close there. We'll go right here with it. Right here with it. Right there. 1, and then we'll do another one that's right here, 2. So assuming that this is feeding that, and this is feeding that, and then, you know, I could do the underground pipes and stuff to get this. All this stuff needs built first, right? So there's a lot of build me first and then talk about it later happening right here. You know, we'll see how it works when it's fully connected, kind of things. But I think this is working out. This is gonna be cool. So chemicals and plastics, all in this big area. With, I guess, with this many plastic facilities, we're pushing on like 250 tons of pollution, which is why it's so far away from everybody. Like, it's just way over here, you know? Like, the nearest home is right here, and I don't think that home is close enough to get affected by the pollution from this. I don't think they are anyway. So, in any case, that's this video. Plastics and chemicals, baby. It's a lot. There's a lot to build. These construction offices have a lot of work to do, and for some reason, they're not doing much because there's a lot of roads to build. That's why. Look, they're starting it, but there's a lot of roads to build. So I'm actually going to do this before we end the video, just so people can see that I'm doing it. We're going to add 2 more construction offices on this side, and they're going to be dedicated to roads. Or at least the equipment that's in them. They'll have more road equipment. We'll have a couple of things that are still good for others, but yeah, we're still going to do road equipment. We still have these really slow dump trucks too. Aw, 20 miles an hour on the asphalt roads. Nice. I know, flatbed trucks, look at how well they're using them, huh? Yeah, they're totally going to use the flatbed. Absolutely. I would have to basically manually select this and be like, hey, you, get on a flatbed. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to micromanage it like that. There's plenty of things for these guys to do, but I'm noticing flatbeds really aren't being used much unless mechanical components are needed or electrical components, which, you know, they're going to need them for all the rails, but not so much for any of this stuff. Oh, well, it'll get done. That's the point. It'll get done. Next video, Scout's Honor, crossing my fingers, telling you right now, next video, we're going to do nuclear, okay? This thing's going to get built. And we're going to talk about the cooling, where the cooling system's going to go and all that stuff. This stuff is done. I have people, well, when the train gets here anyway, I have people working in this. They have a little bit of uranium ore here. This has got some storage. We've actually went ahead and got some uranium oxide already. It's sitting here in storage. And this building has never had power. I dropped 2 wind turbines here to just help power these facilities, just to kind of get started on that. And then, you know, there's still these 2 buildings and stuff to build as well. So in any case, that's it. Thanks, guys. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.